incoming.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be a real opportunity for Quadrant to show us what they're made of. And Complexity to also see what they've been able to do between the last two events. It is a very interesting series layout as well between these two. Actually, 3 of these 5 game types they played against each other back in the Arlington Major, right at the start of the season. And Complexity were able to come out on top against Quadrant, so we'll have to see whether that one follows suit. As it's already an early lead for Complexity, and I was kind of watching them scrim a little bit earlier, see how they were doing, and I was speaking to some competitors, I won't name names, and they said if Rayne gets going in this tournament, Complexity have a real chance of really putting their name on the map. Interestingly enough, looking across stats as well, Quadrant are arguably the best team at rechargeable in the entire league, yet to lose so far this season. So if they are going to get off to a hot start here, you would imagine it would happen here and now. And you can see they've got a little bit of control to work with as SOG is just flying around, does pick up a double. It would be a surprise if Quadrant lose a round in general. When you look at their previous results, they on average only lose 0.3 rounds. So that shows really how reluctant they are to release one from their grasp. They've got a good setup at the moment. SOG falling though will open things up to Complexity, but Snipedrone has the chance to do Snipedrone things. Can you hear me, by the way? Just double checking. You can't hear me, just double checking. I can't hear you. This is well and truly a radio cast, ladies and gents. I can't hear a word Shosey's saying at the moment, but we will sort it, I promise you. Now, you're going to see Camo's going to pop. And actually, it's a good opportunity for Quadrant to dip away with this ball, but this is good from Sica. Take the fight, but he's going up against RyaNoob, and we know what a slippery snake RyaNoob is. I've stopped talking now, yeah.
Enemy has the ball. Ball out of bounds.
It's alright, I'm lip reading, so. It's a shallow lead for Complexity, but with the ball being reset, now it's going to be a big fight in top middle. can see how Quadrant are really trying to swarm Complexity. As soon as there's one member who's vulnerable, they really want to take that player down and take the map advantage while they can. And it looks like they might be able to get some blue control here. I've stopped talking.
Ball out of bounds. Ball incoming. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy team nearing victory. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
That doesn't bode well for Quadrant, considering this should be one of their stronger game types, especially in this series layout. And I know, of course, different rosters back all the way in Arlington, the kickoff, the first major of the season, but when you look across the rest of the game types, it was ones that Quadrant lost to Complexity each time. So they really need this opening. But Camouflage in the hands of Snipedrone. And I am curious as to whether, you know, Quadrant really were hurt by the result back in Atlanta. Top 12, it's, you know, they've had the dizzy heights of top 3. Some of them have tasted. But ever since the loss of Legend, we haven't really seen Quadrant rise to that same kind of success. Quadrant, they've been able to break the scoreboard. That's how unhappy they are about going around down here. No one really been able to set up just yet. Both teams scrapping for control, but it looks like maybe finally we'll see some from Complexity here because Quadrant fall, or at least a member does. But now Sica answers back, and yeah, this one's a bit ugly.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
And it worries me for how this series is going to go as well. Excuse me while my ears get blasted off, but 22-5, and now I have to see if Quadrant can actually answer back here. Camouflage gives them an opportunity to get back into the game. Just need an opening. Maybe that is the opening that they were desperately looking for.
Incoming. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Boy, do they need something here. Just one setup might give Quadrant the chance to maybe rebuild a bit of confidence. It's always difficult, this first match of pool play. I'd argue one of the hardest of the tournament because you've just woken up. You know, have you had breakfast? Are you well nourished? Did you come in and warm up properly? Still a little bit cold. And you know, this is a big series for both of these teams. This is the second and the third seed in this group in Pool B. And then you've got Optic in the group as well. So if you were to lose this one, you're then putting your back against the wall going into a series against Optic Gaming. It's not really somewhere where you want to be. Breakingshot, the most recent addition to this complexity roster, and boy is he
Enemy has laid a
shown what he's
victory.
made of, and really has been a perfect fit for maybe what this team was looking for. Top 8 in Atlanta, not necessarily what they'd be aiming for, but it was certainly a start. Maybe they can push themselves a little bit further, try and reach top 6 again. And taking down teams like Quadrant is going to put you in that conversation for top 6, right? But I feel like outside of the top 3, we have started to see teams a little bit close in terms of competition. But at the moment, in this game, Quadrant struggling to get going. With only 1 minute 35 on the clock, I mean, you need to start moving faster if you're Quadrant.
Ball reset. Ball incoming. Enemy has the ball.
Certainly within Europe, yeah, European player is, I guess, a different conversation, but Snipedrone definitely up there. I think it's hard to dispute that.
Enemy has the ball.
Plenty of achievements across his history, dating pretty far back in Halo's history, whether it be Halo 3 Revival tournaments, whether it's Halo 5. He has definitely been a well-decorated player in the European scene, but the time is now, and I think that Snipedrone wants to be up there, and he wants to try and reach the same dizzy heights that Quadrant did back with Legend. Because of course, if you remember the Ascend roster that Snipedrone used to compete on, there was talks of them being good enough to get to the top 4, to the top 3, and they always fell short. I think it's been the same old story for Snipedrone and a couple of these players of will they ever get there, and it's a very difficult pill to swallow. Now, 41 seconds remain. Quadrant need to hold on to this ball.
30 seconds remaining. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. 10 seconds. Defeat.
2-0 wobble win, which doesn't bode well for Quadrant. This was their best mapping mode in this series, and we'll have to see whether they can do a little bit better as we go in.
We'll be back after these few short messages. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, the score currently sits 1, Quadrant 0 in this pool. They're a bill with the big dogs and Optic Game. Quadrant working out some of the early Friday morning kinks. Started off rather slow, and Complexity looking very good at it.
Complexity are looking very good. You know, I mentioned it, the series layout, it favored Quadrant to start in that first map, but as it gets further, it starts to look trend towards Complexity. Slayer Livewire, 50% win rate for Quadrant, 80% win rate for Complexity, arguably one of their better maps and modes in this series layout. Absolutely where the Quadrant back. And, I mean, they do have a lot of slaying power. I think that's something to be said, worth noting about Quadrant. They slay very successfully, but Complexity, the way they just played that previous game, it's hard to go against them here.
Spoke about Friday morning being very difficult for teams. Complexity, you were speaking about breakfast, nutritions, and all the rest of that good stuff. Complexity have definitely had their Weetabix this morning. Quadrant are on the back foot. It's a 1-kill game. Snipedrone has sniper rifle top tower. Lands the body. That player just about evades him. RyaNoob, dipping and towing. will eventually get put down. 2 dead for Complexity. 2 kill lead for Quadrant.
And I feel like Quadrant are a team that need to roll with this. They need to like start to press their advantages a little bit, try and surround Complexity and build a lead to work with. Because if you keep this close and it's competitive, Complexity have that firepower just to answer back and then suddenly demonstrate what they're capable of as well. See, at the moment they're stuck towards green, and I think this is good for Quadrant, but start to pounce, start to actually push your advantages.
A little bit hesitant. As a result, Sica's gone down.
That's never a good sign.
Recognizing that he's going to fall down.
Never a good sign when Snipedrone starts to waste his precious ammo. This is good from Sica, responding to callouts, making sure that all the kills get finished off. And I feel like this is going to be a scrappy game. If Quadrant lose this game, I feel like they lose the series. It's one of those, right? But if they can get back into it, if they win this one, then suddenly it blows things wide open.
I feel Quadrant are very much a state. When they go down by 2, particularly when they're not expecting to, the series becomes very difficult and very ugly very quickly. Still lots of time here, and to be fair, they have a 4-kill lead.
But again, it's close enough for Complexity that they can still get back into this one. I mean, Sniper now popping. They have a little bit of a chance to take control here.
Enemy halfway there.
Shot. It doesn't get away with it.
Also the Commando Snipedrone though. Lands a big body shot and might be able to escape with the sniper rifle, and does. This is troubling for Complexity. Rayne under bridge there, but Snipedrone not interested in trying to line him up, as he's now made his way to the top bridge. I think he just moved his crosshairs out of the way at the worst possible time.
This is starting to get ugly now for Quadrant, for Complexity, excuse me. This is better from Quadrant, an 8-kill lead. And this is what we would expect from a team who really has prided themselves in their ability to just dominate teams when it comes to slaying. And even though they have sometimes struggled against some of the biggest and best teams when it comes to slayers, I think that a team like Complexity, they would like to imagine they match up pretty well, and now they have over a 10-kill lead here.
Gone from bad to worse for Complexity. And they're hunting in a pack. Rayne manages to get a trade, which is the best he could really hope for in that situation.
Got 11 kills remaining then for Quadrant. And again, this would be another upset when you look at the statistics across the board. One of Complexity's strongest slayers, and I think that's what I love about Halo esports in general, is you can have a really bad game type at a previous event, you work on it, you improve on it, and then just out of nowhere you become a little bit better, and it can catch some teams off guard. But also, I mean, with a lot of these slayers, it can be very snowbally as well, right? You get a little bit of control, the other team begins to panic a little bit, and then suddenly they find themselves down by almost 20 kills.
4 kills left then for Quadrant to tie up the series. And they'll be hoping for better in game 3 as well. Maybe just game 1. Really been outplayed in this game too. Most players can go sometimes. Just an unofficial 4 dead for a moment. They're actually just so far behind now that there's really no way back.
No, I mean, there's always the cliche of playing perfect Halo, but it's not going to happen. Hate to break it to any Complexity fans. This one's done, it's dusted. Quadrant are going to win, and will win with a double. And that ties us up 1-1 in the series, and that means we do actually have a series on our hands. I was a little bit worried for Quadrant, but they're back in this one. We'll jump into a quick break, but when we are back, we've got CTF on Argyle.
Welcome back, folks. Quadrant versus Complexity. Currently tied 1-1. Nothing to separate them after 2, which means we will get a bare minimum game 4. Quadrant started the series quite slow, but really picked it up in the Slayer. And this one can't really be anybody's game to win.
Yeah, last time we saw these two compete on this map and mode, again, it was back in Arlington. Complexity 1-3-2, a different complexity, yes, I know. But a 50% win rate for both teams on this map and mode. Oh, and I say this map because we don't have another mode. Maybe we should. What do you reckon? Oddball on Argyle?
Running the ball away for weeks.
Once you get it, you win the game.
You can just never be caught.
Yeah, this is a game type I really like Quadrant on, I'm not gonna lie. I think the sniper control is one of the best features as a team. You've got so just clip SLG with that. He was just trying to waste the ammo and just caught SLG with a body shot. Talk about in the wrong place at the wrong time.
RyaNoob's got sniped. And they're laying siege to the Quadrant base. SLG over towards screens. Body shot and the AH with the bandit. Lex looking very good right now.
Yeah, moving and grooving with this one. Should be able to get over the hump as well here, and once you've got to this point, you just need to be looking for any overextenders, which Breakingshot does find Sica and finds SLG. And I guess one of the biggest things that, you know, we'll talk about as the broadcast goes on today, and I'm sure they've been speaking about it on the main broadcast as well, is the changes we've had coming into this tournament. If you've been watching Halo Online, there was a patch update as Complexity take a flag lead here. One of the biggest changes was the fire rate of the Bandit, right? And there was a few teams that we felt might have really affected things. But ultimately, the Bandit is still in a place where a lot of people are confident using it. No one's really been truly damaged by the change.
The general consensus was that the faster team struggled the most because the fire rate has been slowed down. The likes of Rebellion or Space Station Gaming themselves is one of the fastest teams, if
and
not
Quadrant.
the fastest. Quadrant as well.
Yeah.
And maybe with that, in turn, the beneficiaries of this nerf to the Bandit Rifle essentially is the teams that play a little bit more structured and slower get a buff, i.e. Complexity are that team.
Yeah. You can say the same about like Optic Gaming, for example, and maybe they can turn that always the bridesmaid, never the bride, and they can finally have the wedding they've been looking for. The other big news is the GAs, Gentleman Agreement, coming across the board. We don't see any shotguns being used, no assault rifle being used, no disruptor being used.
Not even the disruptor was safe.
It couldn't even survive. Disruptor was qualified. I've not even been picked up for a few events, but it was buffed. It went back to a previous state. People just felt like it was a little bit too strong, so it's not often we actually have GAs in Halo, but this will be the first time. Anyway, SLG running this flag, and it is going to be all tied up 1-1.
That's better for Quadrant. Actually starting off the game pretty hot. I'm looking dominant. Had full control of the map. Quadrant starting to grow into it now. Quadrant stands up by Rayne. Towards the opposing screens. Now has that get out of jail free card. He can survey the land top middle. Look for friends and foes related information that he's using Snipedrone though. Pretty good in the Rayne. He still has a little bit of quantum translocator left, so if he needs to change position rapidly, he has that option. Right now, Quadrant quite happy to play defense here. With that, Complexity quite happy to push forward. But a couple of kills have gone in favor of actually both teams, so numbers as it stands 2-2 on the map. Complexity do go down. This is now the opportunity for Quadrant to push forward, and SLG's already got a flag in the move. But you've just seen RyaNoob is behind enemy lines and he has not been sniffed out. Not only is this an issue for Quadrant in terms of getting this capture, as I say that, RyaNoob has been taken care of.
Just that small fumble from SLG as well could really hurt Quadrant here. And it looks like Complexity are going to get this return. Just that extra second that SLG had to take to return and grab that flag just allowed him to be caught up, and he didn't get it as far. Complexity were in still a good position to stop it, but it's always the question of what could have happened there.
That's it, right? You talk about the margins. You fumble and that flag run is delayed even by a second, then that means you don't quite round that corner. You take that damage via a grenade or an impact. So what could have been a flag capture all of a sudden means map control flips completely and you're in danger of actually getting a counter cap.
So 6 minutes left, still tied 1-1. SLG, the last remaining player, doing his best to be a little bit sneaky and just stay alive here. Playing your life is so important on Argyle. I mean, you guys watching at home, if you are watching, hello. You know when you're playing matchmaking, like, it's always frustrating. Someone's waiting around a corner, someone's hiding and just playing time, and then they start to get aggressive, and it does feel like a bit of a tug of war when it comes to Argyle CTF. You really have to take your advantages when they are present, but if you are behind, you have to play defensively.
Sica with Snipe. The opportunity to wobble sweeps. Breakingshot will evade the first initial one. As a matter of fact, the only shot Sica had in the chamber. That clip was empty. RyaNoob moving a flag now. Has rounded the corner and he has got some teammates on the map that can influence him in this run home. Snipedrone though has closed this and already made it to the back base. RyaNoob recognizing this decides to give this for a moment. Desperately trying to get away, prioritize surviving. Huss has gotten one, RyaNoob another. Unfortunately, Sica and Snipedrone have replied very quickly. Both flags out the moment. Snipedrone trying to live, cannot do so. A huge 1v1. RyaNoob doing damage, but importantly, staying alive here.
Yeah, this has been a really big play from RyaNoob. Right from when he dropped that flag, he doubled down on backing off, and now Complexity will put that second flag on the board. I like it from RyaNoob because a lot of people would assume you're going to keep running with that flag as SLG now puts a double on the board. A lot of people would assume you're going to keep running with that flag, but by just tossing it and then turning back on yourself, you create another angle and you almost catch your opponent off guard a little bit. Maybe a counter gap available for Quadrant potentially here. They are moving that flag, but are they going to be able to get it all the way back?
I think touching on that RyaNoob play just a little bit more as well, Dan. The fact that he drops that flag and completely leaves it, which means Quadrant are now looking for him. And they're expecting to be around that flag. And because he is nowhere near it, he delays and just buys time for his teammates. Incredible stuff in the big brain RyaNoob.
Yeah, it's a double bluff. A triple bluff, maybe, depending on which way you look at it. But now, 3 minutes 43, 3-4-3. Conspiracy theories galore as they do get a touch on this Quadrant, but now Complexity here in the base. And actually, Glory's going to have to fight everything. All four temporarily dead. Flag's going to be moving now. And they should be able to get the return on this one. Complexity should be able to hold on to this lead.
This one could be a back there. And he Quadrant man wipes alone. Glory's spawned up after initially being taken care of. A couple of shots from RyaNoob will get the kill. This flag is still out. Sica desperately trying to put damage down. He's been backed all the way down. RyaNoob gets another kill. What a performance he's been putting up. Is there anybody in position for Quadrant to get the stop here? There's still 2 dead. Quadrant in big trouble of falling behind in this series once more. And they do. Complexity take the lead once again. Incredible showing from RyaNoob and the boys.
Feel like Complexity start to get a little bit loud there as well. They take the 2-1 lead, and that means going into map 4, they have a chance to round up this series. It's going to be King of the Hill Solitude coming up next, right after this break.
Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. 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 The hill. Enemy about to score. Enemy team scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. 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 Enemy about to score. Team scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. Enemy about to score. Enemy team took the hill. Enemy team scored. Hill incoming. Enemy team took the hill. Enemy about to score. Enemy team took the hill. Enemy about to score. Enemy team scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. Hill. Enemy team took the hill. Enemy about to score. Enemy team took the hill. Team scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill. 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 Victory. Enemy team took the hill. Remaining. Enemy about to